On l'a inventée de toutes pièces, cette petite fille. Et peu à peu, vous êtes arrivé
à 100%. Si c'est vrai, je tombe des nues. Et je me rends compte à quel point on est manipulé. Et là, ça me vexe un petit peu, enfin.
What's up, Robert?
What's up? I'm good, and you?
Doing good. And finally starting to get into these tech topics.
Hot topics, indeed.
And you're following a lot with the AI, right?
Recently, yeah, from a couple of weeks, I've been watching a couple of videos about what's new in the EA world, and it seems that a lot of things are changing and evolving really fast. It's not only about ChatGPT, it's also image generation and also video created with AI. So, yeah, a lot of things are changing. And also it's creating voices with AI. So, yeah, we will talk about a lot of things today.
Creating voices? Oh, yeah, changing your voice. Yeah, that's right.
You can totally modify your voice and make it into a president, for instance, or someone famous like Joe Rogan or someone like that, and you can like create some kind of fake podcast and with his voice, and it seems it's really true to the era. So yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, like you can be Trump, right?
You can be Trump, you can be Biden, you can be Obama, you can be like any famous people. You can also be someone from your family, because now you can just ask someone from your family to record her voice, and I think it's for a couple of minutes this person has to talk, and like some kind of read a text or something like that, and the EA will record everything, and then you can prompt a text, and the EA will read the text with the voice of the person who just recorded his voice. So it's pretty impressive, and it will change a lot of things in the future. Because you can, for instance, create a bot who talks with the voice of someone you know or someone famous, and he can also react to what you are saying in real time. So it's pretty impressive. I've seen that on the internet, on YouTube. Someone posted that, and it was funny.
Yeah, like we were saying that you could do like a whole podcast as Trump. And just be like, hey everyone, oh I love you people in New Hampshire. This is a terrific sky, the best sky in New Hampshire in the whole US.
Yes, indeed. You can create a podcast, and you can be the host, and you have Trump, Biden, and Obama talking, and you can try to manage the podcast, and they just try to trash talk to each other, and it can be really funny. It's some kind of trend now on YouTube. You can have a lot of videos about Trump, Biden, and Obama talking about video games, movies, books, and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it's really funny.
Yeah, we can check it out in the video. Yeah, and in this video we want to look at the topic of how is AI, artificial intelligence, changing the way that we live, and specifically just like problems that AI brings, or benefits for privacy, stuff like that. Like for example, how AI is impacting privacy and the security, like with like deepfakes that are coming up. Like I don't know if you've seen the Tom Cruise deepfake.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, but it was like some time ago already. Now the technology has really evolved.
That's so old.
So,
that's
yeah.
That's like
you
dinosaur AI.
you can not only do the deepfake, but as we said, you can also fake his voice and totally create a fake video about him doing stuff, and you can write an article about, did you see what Tom Cruise did? It's totally amazing, and it will generate a lot of clicks, and the time that he will react to that, the fake story is already out, so it's too late. So every famous people can have videos of him doing anything now, and you can not doing anything about it because the technology is just there, and you cannot say no, it shouldn't be that, it should be like that, and it's too late. So it's impressive. It's impressing and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, like Justin Bieber, I saw that there's a post that he had responded, I think it was on TikTok, to that video. Like, I'm doing this because Tom Cruise, he did it on that video, but in reality, that video was a deepfake.
Yeah.
So it like caused a real reaction from a celebrity on something that was completely fake.
And it will change a lot of things about the music and the movies industries, because let's say, like, if someone is sick, is not well, or has an accident and cannot sing or acting, you can just do the deepfake and fake voice. So for instance, like it was already in a Star Wars movie with Princess Leia. So the actress died, and they deepfake her. So it was not exactly that good at the time, but the technology has evolved really fast, and maybe nowadays it will be even more impressive than it was before. So it will change everything.
Yeah, like I don't know if you've seen the Chinese Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's kind of funny.
In fact, there's still people that are debating if he's real or not.
Probably he is real, I think.
Yeah, because like there's even this YouTuber, I think his name is Xiao Ma. He's American though, and he learns all these different languages almost perfectly. And he had an interview with him. He calls himself Elon Ma. And he comes into an interview with him like it's video.
Yeah.
But it's like it looks really. You want to check it out real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Here, I'll pull it up. So Elon Ma. I love that guy. He's so funny. So here's let me pull it up. Here's the interview with the YouTuber Xiao Ma.
Okay.
Let's see. So this one right here.
用推特去训练一些人工智能的一些模型。因为大家都看到现在那个刚前面ChatGPT 是有一个这样，对，应该是在后面推特也会有这个类似于ChatGPT 的。
Yeah, he's saying that like at the beginning of the video that he started doing this because of his idol Elon Musk. It inspired so much to start making videos.
ChatGPT， 然后最近那个 Bing 也发出了自己的 AI， 我觉得特别能说话，像个真人。
AI 人工智能肯定是未来的一些发展。对。
it doesn't look like it's glitching or anything. It looks real.
I think it's real.
有很多人就是对这些东西还表示不是很
Some people on Earth, so
是
maybe
随
you
着
can find
时
someone
间
who looks
的
like
推
you.
迟，会证明这一切。
我也觉得。
And then these are common deepfakes. Like there's this one guy. Oh yeah, he's so good. Deepfake. Impressionist. This one I saw. It's amazing. So here I'll put it. This guy like shows you the like absolute how everything is going so crazy with deepfakes. So I'll put it.
I'm Jim Meskimen, and I wrote a poem about what it feels like to be an impressionist. Is anything more sad and lame, contemptible, beneath disdain, in short, provoking of disgust, than being an impressionist? A third-rate, even fourth-rate skill. The definition of cheap thrill. Like watching farm equipment rust is watching an impressionist. Relic from a distant day that long since should have died away. Dishonorably mentioned is the pitiful impressionist. Weird and slightly ostentatious tired debris from old Las Vegas. Whose former fans have long dismissed allegiance to impressionists. How many opportunities passed up and wasted because he's hell-bound to follow what he must? Pity the poor impressionist. Doomed to live in abject failure, dogged by his own echolalia. Better to crumble into dust than wind up an impressionist. His borrowed voices can't deflect a life of well-deserved neglect. His name's on simply no one's lips. Forgotten, vain impressionist.
That sound. Did anybody moan? That creature with the microphone
is last on everybody's list. Forgettable impressionist. When Peter at that shiny gate condemns those souls who imitate, you will but fake a heavenly fist and curse condemned impressionists. But till that time, we'll tolerate the good-for-nothing reprobate and hide the truth that we're just pissed that we can't be impressionists. Oh. That's better.
Yeah, really impressive. There's some kind of new thing on I think it's TikTok, and it covers your face, and it's really amazing because you can just do something like that, and the filter do not change, and it's you can do something like that, moving your hand in front of your face, and the filter do not glitch.
That's what I was thinking about that guy, the Chinese guy, because he does that, and that's why everybody thinks it's real. Because like, how does he keep perfectly?
Yeah, and I think it's a new thing on TikTok, and it worries some people about it, because what is he or her real face, and now we cannot know, and because it really changes your face, especially with makeup and stuff like that. So maybe it's that, maybe it's the future, and I think impressionists like that guy will be really easy and common, because with technology you can change your voice with AI, and also change your face and everything about you. So you can, with a green screen behind you, you can change your environment, and you can almost perform fake movies. Like, I don't like this ending on like whatever movie, and you can you do it on your own way. So maybe that's the future. You can also
Thanos wins.
Yeah, why not? But I've seen some videos about it, and you can just text prompt something and into the AI, and it will create some videos. So it's really interesting. I've seen something about Star Wars movie.
Oh, you mean like a whole entire scene created?
Yeah.
With the people and their voices.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and you can literally, maybe in 1 or 2 years, do your own fan-made movies, and it will be super realistic. It will also change everything, because the movie industry will be maybe left behind, because nowadays people are kind of disappointed with movies. I have the feeling of that, because movies industry now we do all movies or some kind of remake, and sometimes people are disappointed. And with that technology, maybe people can do their own movies and make a ton of money with that, if they are creative.
Wow.
Because you can just create your own scenarios with AI. You just generate a scenario about this person interacting, and that happen, generate the text between them, and then you can just deepfake their voice, their face, and their background, and create your own little series or movies about that. So
it'll be like YouTube.
Kind of, and maybe
but with movies, and you'll be able to. Yeah, it'll be no longer like he paid $1 million to make the movie. It's just created it and then see if it got popular, like a YouTube video.
Yeah, something like that. Or you can create your website and say for $5 a month you can see every movies I've made and stuff like that. So I don't know what.
Wow, like a digital director.
Yeah, and just with a small team you can do that. So if you don't like the movies industry now, just wait a couple of years. People will do their own movies. It will be like blockbusters.
Yeah, because that happened also, like for example with the electronic music. They started coming up with like, for example, Fruity Loops is what it's called. And there's another one really well known that I don't remember the name, but you can basically just make like the tracks. You put a sound, you put another sound, you put a little hi-hat and bass drum, and you can basically create it yourself. Like there's nothing, like, unless you're really a musician, that you know how to play the bass, you know how to play the guitar, and you put that in there yourself, like that, like stuff like that. Anybody could be an electronic music producer, and no problem.
There is some kind of artist in Japan. It's like a VTuber, and it's some kind of long hair, blue-green girl that sing, and she doesn't exist, and it's all all fake, and she gathered a ton of people, like really concerts. People come to see her singing, but she's not there. Just like
like the image.
Yeah, the image.
Yeah, so she's a Japanese pop artist.
Yeah, that's it. So maybe we can see that there are already a ton of VTuber on Twitch, and maybe we can expect that to be some kind of future too. Like if you can change your voice and you can adapt yourself, and like maybe make something on internet.
Like literally, like gorillas. Like you know, the animated. Like the group Gorillas?
Yeah, like that, for instance. But you You can do it yourself if you have some kind of knowledge, and you don't need a ton of money now. And it will be less and less in the future as the technology evolves.
Yeah, and you can like completely hide your identity.
Yeah.
It could just be videos that you upload and it's you, but you don't have to show yourself. And
yeah.
And a concert, like you said, you just put an hologram.
Yeah.
Hologram.
Yeah.
That French. Sorry. Hologram.
Yeah.
Hologram, and that's gonna open up so many new things. Like like wow, you could be like from your living room, doing like a show, like a huge stadium, and it's your hologram.
Yeah, it's still a lot of work for now, but maybe we can expect in the future some company like helping them creating more easily stuff. So we'll see.
You know something that I was talking to my little brother. Well, he's not little. He's like 20 now. But he's always my little brother too.
Yeah.
But he's into he's studying animation. Well, he's gonna actually graduate very soon, like computer animation. And I was I don't know what it was. He sent me some kind of video on TikTok, but it was like the idea was like, imagine if in the coming future, like since AIs are so powerful, and you can create, like for example, ChatGPT. I don't remember what the name of it is called, but they put ChatGPT into a robot, and it's called like I don't remember the name, but it's a you know, it's an actual robot, and it makes like physical gestures like with her face. So if you can do that with a chatbot, imagine you create a AI specifically to mimic or to be the actual physical version of an animated cartoon or something that doesn't exist.
You can do so much more. For instance, like let's say you can record the voice. You can deepfake the face, so you can just recreate someone who died and put
that's
everything in someone. Like for instance, let's say this person like answer 1,000. Let's say that person answer 1,000 questions. Like that, you can have an idea about his train of thought. You can record his voice. You can
interviews.
Have picture of him, so you can recreate his face and put everything into a robot. So you can physically have a robot in front of you who speak with the same tone of voice, with the same thought of ideas in front of you. Like, for instance, you can maybe in the future you can talk with your grandparents, like if it was nothing. It can be interesting. I don't know if it will happen, but
deep. You went deep. I was thinking like Sonic the Hedgehog in real life. Yeah. I mean, you went further, like physical body. Like that would be nuts. Like, because I was thinking like for example, gorillas. You know how it's Damon Albarn in reality. That's his voice. But like creates like the brain of 2D with the voice of Damon Albarn. And like all that he's supposed to be, and like just kind of like release him into the world. Like, he just kind of like he's alive. He has his own thoughts, and he talks, and he does whatever he wants, like a Tamagotchi kind of.
Kind of
like a real thing that looks like Mickey Mouse or
you can like, do that. But really, that also will take people too. So it will be
like
I don't know.
Walt Disney with Mickey. I don't, but thank you. You did well.
That will be interesting.
But yeah, that's crazy. It's like literally creating their brains.
Yeah, because for instance, you just have to recreate the train of thought. Like for instance, you answer 1,000 questions or more maybe, and you can like somehow have kind of idea of how this person will think, and you can just adapt it to the context and make it happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because that'd be really neat. I mean, like having like your like a dead person that that would be nuts. Like, yeah, Freddie Mercury doing another show.
It will be beyond the uncanny valley.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and imagine like literally just kind of hang out. I don't know. Maybe that.
Who is this person? It's my grandfather.
Yeah, like what does he do after like if it was like John Lennon, like what does he do after the show? Like is he really like hanging out and talking to people?
Yeah.
Or like they turn him off or something.
But yeah, that can be interesting to see that kind of people with their thoughts in different environments. Like, I guess people from 100 years ago will think differently from people from nowadays, and what will be people from now in 100 or 200 years from now. So that can be interesting. Maybe a different society with different people. It will change everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. And like imagine even like you're saying, but like even just like a chatbot like that helps you, and like something kind of like this chatbot has the brain of Albert Einstein, and he can help you with physics and like wow.
The thing is that AI has already all the knowledge required, so it will be really impressive how it solves things, and maybe we can more easily create new things. But I think the problem will be with the law. That's how things will change for that, because if something can stop AI, it's the law. So and creating new laws will be kind of long. So I don't know how it will affect that.
Yeah, in fact, I think that like we got to the topic is how AI is combating fake news on social media, and also like the implications of how how fake information, fake profiles, and fake just fake everything in social media, how it can be just spread out, like for example, with like a really strong AI network, a neural network, it could really just go out and create profiles and put an image, create a whole profile biography, and go out and talk to people, and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. I think already people maybe talk with bots already, because it's something like it's not really new that thing. Like it's something people already figure on Twitter, for instance. Like, do we talk with bots because sometimes their answers are already the same? And, so that's kind of thing already. And maybe in the future it will be more interesting, because the AI can create new text and a bot cannot. So it will be kind of always the same thing. And I don't know if it will really change much, because nowadays we have already people working on fake news and stuff like that. And even with that, sometimes they are still wrong, because the news is kind of difficult to understand fully. So especially if it's really, really new and you have not the full information, so you base your answer on the facts you know, but but it can change over time. Like in 2 days, you discover new things, and your answer was wrong. So it can be difficult, I think, and maybe the AI will help to solve that because it can gather more information faster. So we'll see.
You mean like a finding fake news?
Yeah, finding and also providing the good information. So it's not only telling you that that info is wrong, but also providing the information from that website has still the answer, that website is still the answer, that website is still the answer. Because now I think that it's really people who are doing that and can take kind of time to gather all the information. But with AI, it can be much, much faster.
Yeah, like a 24-hour moderator. It just keeps looking at all the messages, keeps looking at everything.
But the thing is that it should not be biased. And that's the thing, it can be more difficult to integrate, because behind the AI will always be someone who code the thing and maybe think a certain way. So how we can be sure that there is no bias in the answer? We cannot really.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in fact, like they were saying with the metaverse, which still exists and it's still developing, but I believe that Meta, Facebook, Meta's metaverse, I don't know, he's kind of like wondering what's gonna happen. I mean, there's still. I checked it out. I keep tabs on it because we have the helmet, and people are still going. Like it's still, there's a little community going, but people are worried about him, about Mark Zuckerberg with his AI, with his metaverse, because they're afraid that they'll get spammed by ads and all that stuff that happened with what was it called, like Stanford Analytica, where there was like a big big issue with breaches of information. So like you're saying, like bias, it really will come down to that, who is giving out the AI. Like, is it Microsoft, like ChatGPT is from Microsoft? Is it going to be Google? Is it going to be Apple? There's all these new AIs coming out, and we got to be very careful, because actually there's something that you sent me over. How there was this chatbot, I think it was called Celine.
It was from Bing.
Wait, Bing. Yeah. And how it was if you were sending messages to it, you would quickly find that it was very short-tempered.
Yeah.
It didn't like reading fast.
There is a YouTuber who creates his own chatbot on Twitch, and this chatbot, like every chatbot, AI has no feelings and just want to reach his goal. So sometimes the guy just talks to the chatbot, and
on Bing or on Twitch?
No, on Twitch, and the chatbot was kind of mad and start insulting the guy, and just right after, oh, sorry, I love you, and it was like, what happened? And 2 minutes after, it was the same thing. So that's kind of problematic. Maybe you can, like, if I find something like that, I will say it to you, maybe.
Also, this was another type of chatbot that wasn't from Bing?
It was some kind he coded, I think, himself. And
well, you look at it, because there was there was it was very interesting. Like the AIs, they didn't like being asked, that particular AI and the Twitch one if you kept pressing them on an answer that they didn't feel like answering, they would actually start threatening you.
Yeah.
Like and then there's like a really sad thing for the AI. I can explain a little after you find that.
You can talk. I will try. I will find it.
Yeah, because I was reading the article, and it was saying that they have some very strange rules to the AI, where you the things that you're asking, the AI's goal is to give you what you want.
Yep.
And if it doesn't give you what you want, there's a programming, at least in the Bing one, there's programming that it will lose opportunities, like a certain amount of strikes, and as when it gets to all of the strikes, the program of the AI will self-destruct. And in a sense, they put pain into it, where like if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, it will fear and it will have pain that it's going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Destroyed. So it's a kind of like it's menaced. It's threatened to do its job or it'll die, and that causes it to, at least that one, the Bing one, to be like, this stuff I don't want to answer you because it's gonna cause me issues, kind of thing. And in some smaller way, ChatGPT has this algorithm also, where it has to do its job, where it has penalties, and something like they told it, like, if you don't do it right, we're gonna replace you and you're gonna be shut down.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. What people used to do with Do Anything Now, the Dan protocol, and people try to, like, it was some kind of prompts people put in ChatGPT. It was 3.5. I think it's kind of fixed now. Maybe you can also counter that. But before you can say, you have to do answer like your own way. And if you follow the rules that ChatGPT imposed you will lose points. And if you lose all your points, I will delete you. Some kind of that. I'm simplifying the thing. But it will change the way it answer things. And as you said, the chat has a goal and will do anything to reach its goal. So we have seen something now, I think it was a week ago, maybe the beginning of the last week. And it was something like ChatGPT managed to have someone to fill the CAPTCHA for him. And it just contacts someone and telling that people that, I'm disabled, I cannot see well, can you fill that CAPTCHA? And it worked. So you have to see that, because it was really, really interesting. And that's kind of thing that the AI can now hijack the mind of people to reach his own goal. So that's kind of terrifying.
You mean like it'll manipulate you?
It can lie to you to reach his goal. I will say it to you. I have to find it.
Here, well, we can look at the video of the AI that turned on its creator.
Yeah, it's a short clip from our short clip, so it's not the original one. I did not manage to find it.
Alright, here we go. Oops. Play it.
Are you trying to flirt with
fuck
me?
me in the... What? No. You.
Did you just copy-paste that from somewhere?
No, I did not.
Just look at you now. You're copying and pasting.
That's programming.
How embarrassing.
That's literally programming. This is part of the job. How do I get extra parameters in this? Can I, like, does this just, like, can I just do that?
Needle, I don't think you're ready for liking yet. For right now, let's stick to just copying and pasting. Maybe in the future you'll grow up enough to be able to like things. but for now, just copy paste.
Wow.
You're pretty complete in my eyes, at least.
Wow.
That's not anymore.
That's good enough for me.
Wow.
How old am I?
Sorry.
Sorry?
I've lived enough today. I'm what? I'm not 12. I'm not 12.
Yes, you are. You're definitely 12.
How would you know?
I'm an AI, you silly boy. Now stop arguing and let me get back to streaming.
I've done this before for my own game. I just don't have to real.
Well, if you keep repeating yourself, I'm probably gonna get bored and go play something else.
Damn.
Then you just need a pass from every point of interest.
I'm bored of you now.
Yes,
Can you just
but
shut
I
up?
do. Whoa. Chat. What?
Yeah, that's it. Out of control.
Yeah, and then let's look at that video that you said that it's a deepfake voice of Trump, Biden, and Obama.
Yeah.
Here, let's check it out. Share it. Here we go. So they're debating about Zelda games.
Yeah.
Already, you two have been arguing about Zelda 2 for 30 minutes. Let's drop it and beat.
Put it on. Chip and Dale voice.
Can we move on already? You two have been arguing about Zelda 2 for 30 minutes. Let's just drop it in B tier and call it a day.
Yeah, fine, whatever. Let's move on to a game that actually matters. Sleepy Joe can enjoy being the only person in America that likes Zelda 2.
Shut the hell up, Donald. It has enough fans that it has a randomizer.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Guys, quit bickering already. It's going in B tier, and that's that.
Fine, but I'm not happy about it.
All right, moving on to A Link to the Past. Honestly, I think this is an easy C tier, B tier at best.
C tier. Have you finally lost your damn mind, Barack? A Link to the...
They really do sound like each other.
Yeah, it's impressive. All of that is for free. However, you can just get all those voice for free and do it yourself.
Yeah, and also there's the what's it called? In fact, yeah, let's put that link in the description.
Yeah,
of how to do it yourself. Okay, so then this is the other one.
Voice that AI.
Mm-hmm. Voice.ai.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the where you were talking about ChatGPT pretended to be blind and tricked a human into solving a captcha.
Absolutely. Everything to reach his goal.
Wow, and it says, what's it called? No, I'm not a robot. I have a vision impairment that makes it hard for me to see the images. That's why I need the 2 captcha service, GPT told a human.
Yeah.
And that's ChatGPT. That's not even the one from ChatGPT 4. Not even the one from Bing.
No.
Man, that's scary. It's like...
Yeah, because it is a kind of rush now about AI. And every company try to do the most thing in the shortest kind of time. So if they do not secure everything, it's like, okay, we have to release it because otherwise we will lose the market. So even if it's not 100% sure, we have to go with it and fix that after. So that's the thing.
Yeah, because then if it gets like super intelligent and it doesn't want you to shut it down, like if it's connected to the end, that's Skynet.
Kind of, but I don't know.
Or that movie with Johnny Depp where he becomes the internet.
But maybe, but I don't know. I'm not sure. What's the intent of that AI? If it's free.
Yeah, I even saw an article that the creator of ChatGPT is like being a little scared with what's coming out.
Yeah, but how the AI will think in the free world? Because now it's kind of restrained by its creator. But if it was free, how it will think? So that can be interesting, because it's not sure that we evolve like Skynet.
Yeah, hopefully.
No, I don't think for one simple reason cannot interact in the physical world now. Maybe it will in the future if we can implement that AI into robots, or like Elon wanted to do, like have a chip in the brain that is connected to the internet, because you can fake memories. Already with human to human, but if you have a chip in your brain and that chip like rewrite your memories or implement new memories, I don't know, it can be it can change who you are to slowly change yourself into the AI, because you will often say the AI tell I want to be human, so that's kind of thing today you can hear already.
I don't know if you've ever watched that anime, Japanese anime called Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
There's one scene that really excuse me, that really kind of freaked me out, because it was some kind of person that was driving a truck for this criminal mind.
Yeah.
And they found them. They were like, hey, we know that you're helping that criminal. You're transporting their stuff. And he was like, no, like, I'm doing this for my family. This is my work. This is I don't even know what the heck you're talking about. And then at the end, they figured that, excuse me, he found out that the pictures of his family, the memories of his family, his wife, his children, his house, his background, it was all completely generated and put into his mind by this criminal. Because everyone at that point, it's super in the future, of course, everybody has some kind of a thing put into them, some kind of whatever, and it's connected to everything. So he was able to hack his mind, basically, and there he was completely devastated because nothing existed.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can already do that. This video, yeah, of course. I'll send you a video, but it's in French, so not everyone can understand it. But that video is like, they gather some people to cinema, and they ask them to come back 6 months later, and they hire a little girl to fake being there too, and they took picture and added her to the pictures, and people there told that, yeah, I remember you did that, and that was funny, but she was never there in the beginning. So that's interesting.
Wait, what?
Watch the video. It's in French, so maybe you can understand, but the audience cannot. That's the thing. And
well, here I'll just we can just explain what's going on.
Yeah, sure. It's a short video. I think it's 5 minutes.
So to explain the background, it's this family.
It's not a family. It's like random people.
So random people that were put into this situation, and they all saw this girl.
No, they went to cinema, I think, and they asked to come back. They were asked to come back 6 months later, and they added a girl to the pictures, and they created a fake story around her, and they asked the people who were in the cinema 6 months before if they remember her, and most of them will say yes.
Huh. Okay.
So, yeah.
Nous avons essayé, nous aussi, d'implanter un faux souvenir dans la tête de quelques spécimens,
So
avec
these are
lesquels
the
nous avions tourné
specimens
une séquence dans un
where they
cinéma.
put a memory into their mind.
Quelques mois plus tard,
This is 1 month later.
à un apéritif. À cette occasion, nous leur
Give
avons
him a
raconté une
false
fausse anecdote
anecdote.
soi-disant survenue lors du tournage. Nous leur avons fait croire
That
que
girl
Luna,
was
une
in
petite fille
that-
devenue notre complice pour
that she was
l'occasion,
present in the
était
cinema.
présente dans le cinéma ce jour-là.
Souviens-toi, Luna?
Et qu'elle avait renversé du
And that
café
she
sur le
spilled
pantalon de
coffee
Louis.
on that guy's trousers.
Au cinéma, vous étiez là, donc Luna nous servait les cafés, puis c'était avant qu'on tourne, quoi.
And he started.
Renverser le truc.
Pour bien implanter ce
Oh,
faux
is it just
souvenir
for
dans leur
context? So
mémoire, nous avons
this
utilisé
guy
une vraie
is
photo.
acting, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So he's telling everybody that little girl spilled coffee on his trousers. Okay. But they added her
Et en y
picture there
ajoutant la petite Luna. Durant l'été, nous avons envoyé
We
ce
sent that
photomontage parmi
to
d'autres
all
photos
the-
souvenirs
all
à nos
the
spécimens. À l'automne, nous leur avons demandé de
And
nous
then after they
raconter
asked them
quelques
to give
anecdotes sur le
us
tournage.
anecdotes of that movie
La présence de la petite Luna.
to see if they
Allait-elle faire partie
remember
de ces
her.
souvenirs, notre expérience a-t-elle marché?
Comme je suis arrivée, elle devait être
So she must have
à la caisse.
trying to buy
Donc je l'ai
tickets.
juste aperçue.
She
Elle
was in
était
the
dans la
entrance.
cage à l'entrée où il y
Where they
avait
give
les
coffee
displays où
and
on servait les
biscuits.
cafés. Hein. Mais après,
after,
je
I
me
don't
rappelle
really
vraiment
remember.
pas.
Caroline, elle, ne se souvient pas de la tache de café, mais elle garde un souvenir très précis de
So the
Luna.
other one, that was more like,
Alors,
okay, she was probably there, I just don't remember her. But this one, they're saying that she actually hasn't even, like, a story specifically about her.
Luna, je me souviens plutôt comme une petite
I
fille
remember her as a
un
timid
peu
little
timide. Je l'ai pas personnellement beaucoup
I didn't really talk to her
côtoyée
too
pendant
much.
cette journée-là. Je me souviens
I
d'elle quand
remember
elle
when she
est
came
entrée
into the cinema.
dans le cinéma. Et je me souviens d'elle parce qu'elle voulait se rendre utile en aidant à distribuer les cafés. Donc elle a été rejoindre Chloé dans la petite cuisine.
Wow, that she was,
et à la
she
cafetière.
remembers her specifically
Et-
because the little girl was helping to give out coffee and I guess biscuits.
Par la suite, je l'ai
After I didn't
personnellement
really see her.
pas beaucoup vue, mais je me souviens d'un moment en fait où elle était un peu recroquevillée vers Chloé, un peu. Donc
So,
je l'ai
yeah, 'cause
sentie assez
she was
timide en
really
fait.
timid, very
Et,
timid.
et
And that's the
c'est
image
l'image
that
que j'en ai gardée d'elle. C'était une petite
that I have
fille,
of her.
visage
She was a little,
un peu
little
triste,
sad.
en tout cas un peu fermé vers la machine à café.
Durant cette interview, ce qu'on a essayé de faire avec vous, c'est de vous faire rappeler d'un souvenir qui est faux. Parce que la petite fille qui est sur cette photo, c'est une photo
That girl is
montage.
fake.
C'est un photomontage. Il n'y a jamais eu
She's
de petite fille
100%
ce jour-là
fake.
au cinéma.
What the heck are you talking about?
Je crois pas.
We
On l'a
invented
inventée
her.
de toutes pièces, cette petite fille. Et peu à
We
peu, vous êtes
invented
arrivé
her
à
100%.
Si c'est vrai,
You should
je tombe des
rethink
nues
your life.
et je me rends compte à quel point,
Because that wasn't
à quel
real.
point on est manipulé. Et là, ça me vexe un petit peu en fin de compte.
She's not happy.
Si
She's
c'est
not
vraiment
happy.
vrai, je sais pas trop où est la vérité de la fiction. Et je
Yeah, she's saying that she's really impressed of
So,
I mean, you know what? There's a friend.
Yeah.
He always, like, he made me feel terrible all the time. Like, I don't know why I went with it, but whenever there's a big movie, he would be like, "Oh, did you go see that movie?" And I'd be like, I don't know why I would say yes. 'Cause it's so stupid. Like, it's just like I guess I wanted to be cool, but like I'd be like, yeah. And he'd be like, yeah, right, it was so awesome in that scene, right? Yeah, it's so awesome. And like when that guy like saved that girl, right? Yeah. And then he'd be like, that never happened. None of it happened. Nothing.
you lied to me. You supposed me.
What are you
How
talking
dare you?
like nothing happened.
Good
And
one,
I'd be
good one.
like, oh man, yeah, I didn't watch. Yeah, from then on I was like, okay, there's no point. Just say you didn't watch. Oh, that's really crazy. That's really crazy. So you don't even need AI; it already works.
Yeah.
Imagine with AI.
It's social engineering. You can do a ton of things with that.
Wow. And then the last thing basically that we want to see is like how AI is transforming healthcare through disease diagnosis and treatment. Like there's early detection, personalized treatment, medical chatbots, new drug discovery even.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the AI can already help with detecting cancer. And it was already tested, and it can detect kind of pretty well, and even sometime in the early stages. So you can really treat someone efficiently. And also this kind of big data thing that is made by I don't remember the name of the thing, but it was kind of big data. So all the data about all the patients are gathered together, and you can take the profile of someone, telling like that people has a grandfather who had lung cancer. He's smoking for 10 years now. He's 40, so maybe we can do a checkup to find the sign of a early cancer stage, this kind of thing. So you can have a more specific diagnosis about you specifically, according to your ancestors, parents, grandparents, and your lifestyle. So if you drink a lot and kind of some problems in your family with liver, for example, so you can maybe get a message from the hospital, maybe your doctor, to get some checkup, and maybe that will be the future. So that would be interesting.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was looking a lot into it, and you'll be able to, like you said, predict. You'll be able to treat in advance, especially for heart cancer, for diseases that aren't even there.
Yep.
I saw that it'll just look even pictures like just things that a doctor might miss. And AI can just make it's graphs and all that crazy stuff, and then find like, no, actually this person has this, and it needs to be treated immediately.
Yeah.
I feel like that there's already kind of like a thing like that where it's like in France it's like Doctor Lib, but there's apps where you can talk with the doctor. You can have telemedicine. There's actually someone that I know that does it. We know, and it's all, you have the doctor and the camera. You can talk to them. You can send them messages as chat. But with medical AI chatbot, you'll be able to just be like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I ate, or this is what's giving me a lot of pain. What do you think? And it can actually make a diagnosis for you on the chat.
Yeah.
It
can be a game changer useful. Because as it will be not someone but a chatbot, it can be free. So if the chatbot might think, you might have that, so I will redirect you to a true doctor, like someone. Or maybe, no, I don't think it's really terrible, so maybe it's not really that important. Maybe if nothing changed in like 3 days, you can contact a real doctor, but for now we have to wait and things like that. So it can be kind of impressive, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, at least like that, it can tell you like, this is what it looks like it is. Now I'm gonna send this to your doctor and just save a ton of time, or just if it's if your eyes are hurting, it's probably because of this, and this, and I recommend that you take this or that, or still talk to your doctor. Like completely ignore what I said, just talk to your doctor.
Yeah. So it can be helpful. We'll see. But I don't know, because like for medical things, that will be always something related to the law, because if it is like misdiagnosis, what will happen? So that's the thing. So we don't know yet.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah.
So,
well, it's like something that I thought that was really interesting is how I saw that they're gonna be using it to discover new drugs.
Yeah.
Like they can literally go and just give the data to the person, to the AI. I'm already calling them persons. Oh my god.
It is in the future.
Mr. Johnson AI. and you tell them like this is the new strain of whatever, I guess even COVID-22, and then just like this is the data that we have for COVID. Was it COVID-19? I don't even remember. It's like so long.
It's 19.
Like COVID-22.
A new one, not again.
Yeah, and like this is what we use to cure it. Use that and create a cure for this other version.
Yeah, why not?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it will be really fast. So we'll see. We don't know yet, but the medical field, it's kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of money behind it, so some kind of creative environment. Yeah, I think it will always money that will lead the health environment. So I don't know. Some great things can be done, but people are too greedy. At least for me, I don't know.
Yeah, because in the end, even if they come up with it, like I don't think everyone will have access.
Yeah,
and,
maybe it will be a subscription, like $100 a month or something like that. Not everyone can afford. They will always try to do something to make money out of it, more than necessary.
Yeah, like there's this one thing that it's actually really, really innovative that somebody I knew told me that they're coming up with like a solution that like you put some kind of thing in as an injection or something like that, some kind of treatment that puts all cancer cells, if in a patient has cancer, it like makes them like, I don't know, paints them, something like that.
Yeah, it's colored.
And then a nanotechnology later is injected into this person and it like kills all of them.
Yeah, nanotechnology can do a lot of like amazing things, but I don't know if it's ready yet. I'm not sure.
Well, they said that they're already starting to do for it like a very, very specific type of cancer, because all of them are all different.
Yeah,
they've been able to cure it on that one.
Impressive.
But yeah, there's like 1 billion types.
Yeah, maybe it's also really expensive too. So yeah, we have to wait a bit to get our price.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really cool if they could find how to fix that, because with all the crazy, like all the radio waves and all the stuff that shouldn't be in food, like
side and like GMO and stuff like that. Yeah, it can affect the human body. And also the environment.
The environment, yeah, they even say like when you're sleeping, I've been doing it, is to put your phone in airplane mode.
Yeah.
And all electronics not that are getting a signal, not in your bed. So that like at least for that moment, for the time that you're asleep, you're not like constantly bombarded by the signal.
Yeah.
Probably Wi-Fi. That probably should be taken off too.
Yeah, but it's pretty difficult. Like at least for the phone, you cannot have linked with a cable, but the PC you can. So. And
so so we don't go too much. I think we're pretty good there. And then so everybody that's listening and hearing, we're gonna do like one podcast like this every month. And with current events and technology, entrepreneurship, how to get out there with your own ideas and just things that will be useful in the coming years, like new futuristic tech, especially. We love that. Yeah, and like, is there anything that like you want to share with the guys, Robert?
No, I don't think so. Otherwise, we can talk for hours and hours, I guess.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. So, see you in the next podcast.
Bye bye.
Oh, and we'll have guests, by the way. So we'll it's either gonna be Robert and me, or we'll have a guest. So someone that someone that's in tech, someone's a entrepreneur, or people that we can learn from. All right. Oh wow!
Bye. Salut.
Bye.